Right, greetings internet people. Do you remember the tiny man? We're gonna see if we can now push him all the way. Should be possible. Need to not super beans everything. So we are in Ante 30 already, so now is not the time to mess things up. Do we have anything interesting here that I can think of? Realistically not, because what else are we going to add to this pile of madness? Like, we have the tiny man with a couple of ships, he's pretty good. A mime, Shad, he's a normal thing though, so we can replace him for sure. An egg, some random stuff, a bull. This is useful if we want cash. Or I guess we have a burglar, so we're not... Right, we can't discard anything anyway. Sixth Sense, not gonna do anything. Campfire. Half Man. Business card, why not? Big Boots. Burglar, which we need. Then we have a DNA. Right, so these are the ones we actually want to reactivate Perkio. And we have 6 blueprints and 1 brainstorm. But I don't have a showman, right? That's really the main thing I need to know. It's been a while since I looked at this. We do not have a showman. So where is the next showman? There is one in 30. So that doesn't matter. Let's do a bit of re-rolling. Printing planets, I don't think... I mean, I might as well just... Give me the cash if we have a full available. So is this guy like... He's not even that deep, that's fine. Wheel. I don't know what the hand size is like either, so probably better to just not do anything crazy. The deck is fine, 99 twos. So I think we were making glass things because they are nice and cool. And we have a negative DNA, so we don't need anything else. But we have literally everything we need except more blueprints, that's always more good. Where's my showman? I mean, the Shad, I guess, it's 2 more reactivates for the first card. It's like, it's actually helping build the dude. But if we can just grab a showman and then trade him for a blueprint as soon as possible, we will instead have 1 more reactivate for all the cards, which is 3 more than 2. Sometimes the math is easy. A square man, a vampire, probably the worst thing I've played with in this game. So it's just so much effort for a guy that then just ruins your game by eating your upgrades, and he does nothing in return. Gonna throw away all my cash here probably. Well, there we have him, right. But this is also negative, so the only things we can sell is we have the Shad and blueprints, which I'm gonna keep. Everything else, also the burglar, that we definitely need in a build where we are playing all the hands. Well then, funny thing. It's going to be expensive now too. 149E seems fine. We are not... No, we are hearts, because I was thinking that maybe we need a bloodstone. Double temperance is nice. Pay for some of my wasteful ways. But we should... So... What is this, like a couple of rerolls after the showman, we just have another brainstorm. Fantastic. So he's out instantly, as is tradition, I suppose. Because now we have 8 re-triggers, which is probably the most I've ever had, and we can print 9 planets with Perkio. And we just go in, we need to do the burglar also, this is the important part. So we have what? We have 33 hands. I'm gonna play 4 cards every time. except for the first maybe, because we might need more with this guy. So this is what? First hand. The game is struggling. Calculate. We're going to have to remove the animations, but just see where this lands. And then we just slot in the ghost hack. So this is what the one thing I have this mod for. And now I just have to play 4 of a kind. And watch this guy grow. 232,000 is the starting point. And this is... I guess the main problem here is going to be, 1, lag. And also... glass cards will explode at a rate of... that is insane. Welcome, an actual viewer, very cool. We're building this guy. He's fairly big, but I think we can go later with him. Because once you have just a stupid Perkio Planet Madness thing, we can drag any Joker we want as far as we want. It's not fun to do all the time, but interesting to see how far things can go. We also have a hand size of 10, so if I find more ectoplasms, we can make room for even more reactivates. It's the only thing I want more of now. Yeah, it's a bit of a wild one. But I'd say the wildest part here is we have 6 blueprints and 2 brainstorms, which I'm now reactivating the hack with. And that goes into this guy, who's already up by 3,000 something in this round. And I hope those are the same. It should be 412 planets to do the old observatory Perkio madness. And I'm just playing through the entire deck. We have, with the burglar, I think we have 33 hands we can play. So, it's not the most interesting gameplay. It's more interesting like the stupid things we can do. The game cannot even handle playing the hand straight away. It's just calculating. Having a bad time. But I guess the game was not designed around, you know, having 400 planets and dragging things to Ante 39, which is still the goal. And I have to play 4 of a kind, because else I will just score hopefully more than 149 E's. Don't actually know where we are at score-wise at all, because I haven't checked. Throw some glass cards, so we shouldn't need it now, but we might, unless we just get enough planets that it doesn't matter. But I have glass cards specifically for score when we need it, which might be soon. Perkio is really wherever he is. Worked overtime building this deck and consumable stack. And then as usual we just have like a bunch of random stuff in here that does nothing. But we did find a couple of negative tags. I don't remember where or how, but that's why this is what it is. And that's the end of the deck, right? So we still need to play the hack. We need to play a flush 5, the best cards we have. And we could watch the animation, but it will take 1,000 years. Welcome. We could just dig through the shop for 1,000 years. But I don't really know what we can add, like... Because I found a showman literally in this Ante when I started. Only to 2 rerolls later find a brainstorm, so he's already in and out. I'm fairly certain there is a negative something in here. Which we might as well fish for in case it helps. I guess I could also... I mean, I could... Do I want to wheel up this guy? I have a few dudes with no wheel effect, in case I find an elusive ectoplasm. I can't find dupes, so there's no point going into those. 20 bucks, why not? Could get a golden ticket in for score, but it's, I think we're past, like, oh, we got a disco burglar, that actually helps. Did not expect anything relevant to come out of the wheels ever. And where are we? We have... So I think there is something in here that's actually useful. Like a failsafe of sorts. But we also have one more round here. I don't think... I'm not really making any money anymore because we had to sacrifice everything in order to have whatever we have. The planets, get the burglar in. Place them in the right slot. This is going to be the downfall. So we have a few hands to play. The tiny man is 241, so I think he went up by 8,000 something in the last round. Wait, we have one more thing first. Where is it? We have a negative DNA. Do I need more cards? Probably. I made however many I made last round. And I still lost 5 cards in total because glass cards. Just don't like to stay around. And then we just boost this guy, so we are playing... Not every card has a red seal, but if we're playing the card twice... Hack is 3 times, plus another 8, so we're playing each card 11 times. That is perfectly normal poker. So really we're playing 44 cards when I'm playing 4. So 250 should be very easy to do. I'm wondering how high this guy will go though. Is it reasonable to do? What if it was 8k in one round? We should be able to do like 25,000 per ante almost. Meaning he should be very big. I'm already half asleep, so I'm not even gonna do the math. Just play the cards. Oh yeah, we have the... Should I use these? Because that also helps with score. So every planet I keep is a 1.5 times multiplier, but every planet I use will mean that that multiplier starts from a higher number, which might be relevant. I don't really know. Also might have to just not use all the glass cards so I have some left for the last hand, because if we only had a margin of 20 E's, things could get spicy. Could also play the last hand with more steel cards in hand. And I don't really need to use the blue seal either, because unless I use the planets we don't have room. Wonder if we can catch him at exactly 250. We're running out of cards. And this time I did actually gain. I mean, I haven't played. We don't need more of these. So with 5 glass cards, played many times. The score should be higher than 169E, hopefully. What do we have left? We have... I mean, I can't even see. Just gonna play some hands. We're missing 1 card, so we can play like... just throw out the gold cards. They are useless. We get another one. Fine. Okay, so flush 5. Hack is still the correct thing to do. 5 glass cards. That is still very far from where we need to be. It's like 308 or something like that, so this could still be a problem. I was hoping at this point it would be kind of safe that we just have enough planets being printed that we don't have to care. Instead, we still have to consider maybe like a bloodstone would be crazy, right? Is it because of the exponential madness that you don't actually have that many steps in between? So I have not really done a lot of science with E numbers, which I probably should, to at least have a vague understanding of what's going on. I could buy the Fools and like keep some more cash. I just don't really care anymore. It's too much shop digging. This is what I want. Now I can actually ruin everything and still be fine. It's a very metal looking card as well. And then we should have this in perk here. We might as well look in here, like it could be something relevant. You might as well be a glass card, sure, why not? Could also gamble on just a random joker. It would be absolute garbage, whatever we find now. So, they are in Perkio. We have more planets. A lot in the Burglar. I don't really care about club cards, so this should be fine. But I have less cards again, so we still need to use the DNA because I am losing cards every round. Kinda nice to have a natural negative DNA though. Super useful. I'm gonna try to look at the shop a bit meanwhile. Yeah, there's still a chance that we just don't have enough ships and it's just not gonna... Am I not copying the hack? Right, good call. I am already asleep, but it's nice when someone else can play for you. So with that failure, we have ruined the tiny man. He's now not as big as he could have been. But he's still 251k. And I'm guessing this is never gonna be like perfectly optimal. This is going to be things I miss over the course of however many hours this has taken. Play the hands. 252, like he's growing fast. He's a tiny growing boy, hoping to one day be the largest joker of them all. So how many planets does it take? Last time I think I had 500 or something by the time I hit the very cool number. And we are not that far, but I don't have the same setup. What did I play last time? It was the castle. So definitely did not play the castle for score. But we had some kind of blueprint shenanigan stuff. As is always the case. Yeah, sure. Bull MVP. Do I have a bull in here? I have a boot. I think I might have a bull again also. We have the boot. Egg. Worth 119 bucks. There is a bull. A negative bull. I mean, I can only fit in one more planet anyway, so... Now I have things in here that are not negative. And I still don't know if I should just use them. And now we can just play this hand with a couple of more... Or we could just throw away the gold cards for a couple of more, like, compensate for the re-triggering that I didn't do. Because they will do nothing useful in hand anyway. But these guys will. $192. Okay, there is some kind of scaling. Is it fast enough for the Antes though? We shall see. Well, there are actually things... Hey, there are stuff... Vouchers and stuff that I don't have. Do we want to disco up these guys? I mean... Because the chances are we just get that and it's kind of not going to do anything at all. Hiker, I've been kind of juggling him in and out a lot as well. Because it's funny to try to ship stack the cards. It's just also way too much stuff to keep track of. I mean, this is just free multiplier. Why not? I don't think we're really looking for anything in the shop now, so we can just speed run this. Cryptid. I mean, it's not like we have a super cool card to just give me the cash. We have the DNA, is gonna be enough. More planets. Could also just skip for whatever we have. And the packs. And now I am gonna remember this guy. And we have our 32 hands to play. Get clicking. Someone needs to also invent a mod that will just play this entire round for me. I don't have to just do the 4 of a kind 30 times. Maybe just a fitting punishment for the stupid ideas I have. Drag a tiny man to Ante 39, they said. And I said fine. Full well realizing that it was going to be the slowest thing ever done in this game, probably. Because I don't remember having like this issue with calculating score last time. But now we do. And it is slower, for sure. So what would you add to this to make this even more wild? The only thing I can think about is the hiker, because some of these cards have like 245 extra ships or whatever. I didn't even have talismans, it was just slow as... Right. I've just forgotten or purged it from my brain cell. But then we were also throwing cards. I think that was the faster part, like... Because most of these build a big joker kind of thing, it just boils down to get a million blueprints, get a burglar, play as many hands as you can stand. It's nice to have something that's not just hand-based, instead discard-based. That was an accidental 5. So, now is the question, do we just live with that or do we roll back? Because I can't save scum. If we want to really push it further. It's also score if we need it, I don't think we do. But it feels like a waste to not do all those hands. Go back to wherever that was. It's even better when I don't know exactly where I saved before that round. When I get the cash again. We have perfume place. Then the burglar. Just when I do this a few more times, I will maybe learn. The white card. And then the... no. All the blueprints on the hack. And then 4 cards. Because 442 planets, still a pretty good scoring tool. So is it going to end up being roughly 500 again? Or do we need more or less based on what we have? We of course always have the secret strat of slapping 6 blueprints on the tiny man. It's going to do a whole lot of nothing. But it could also be an interesting thing to do, just to see how far can he carry this. Not very is the answer, but... The main question I have is still, should I use these planets that are not negative just to have a cooler hand level? Level 50 currently. And we can do that. Because if I play the flush 5 still, it's still going to go through all of this, but we're missing the million reactivates of the glass cards with the hack. So it should be significantly worse. But still at least a couple of E's. It's a good thing we have the DNA. Because I'm just destroying more glass cards than I can print. Every single round. And also, now I'm not gonna say it's a downside, but like having the burglar with this many hands just makes it a bit tedious. But I have to see now how far this goes. Because looking at the hands, we could also still... We could play so many more hands if only we had the cards to do it. But that would require like digging through the shop, buying whatever we find, and then just turning them into 2s with death cards. But then we have to find the death cards in this pile. This is gonna be... It's a mess. It's always a mess. Okay, I have a few cards left, though. We can try this dude. Just slot him in. He's instantly gone because he's too small to exist. This is gonna be a problem. Can I ever find him again, or is he just... Is that it? Have we lost him for all eternity? DNA, burglar, Perkio, the hack. I mean, we can just dig him out this way, but it's gonna be just a... That's bones. Is there another one? This is gonna be even more annoying to watch, because I definitely cannot see him. Just... This is the half man. Gonna have to reorganize all of it later, but all this just to... There he is. Okay, so new plan. We do instead like this. The blueprints on this guy over here. It's the order of most of these doesn't really matter. Problem here is that we still have the brainstorm, so we have to go on this side. Never mind. And we had 6 of these, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The brainstorms are here. And then this guy needs to go exactly here. Right. All this is to play a hand that is hopefully 164 E's. Not bad, it's a bit too close. And now he's gone forever again. Can we actually just do this? If he's at the end, can we see him? Or like... Do I have to literally juggle every single card Because usually when you lift them up, you can target something underneath, but... Yeah, I guess we have enough planets, like nothing really matters. Just juggle the whole pile again. Hack the spectral card guy, splash, a campfire, mail-in, brainstorms, Perkio, half-man. Mime is also pretty useful. Egg. We could also we could ignore the tiny man. He could live in here forever. Just wherever he is, let him be. And we could build the biggest egg instead. That would be so much faster. And there he is. Okay. Blueprints. But there's absolutely nothing you can do to build a bigger egg, right? It's just... So we need the burglar here, we need Perkio here is the most important. Mime, egg, bones. Also the DNA and the hack. Because those are the ones that we actually actively use. Like so. Perkio, burglar, hack, mime. DNA. Oh yeah, you could run the... But you can't reactivate that either, I imagine. It's a gift card or whatever it's called. Give me one more planet. Okay, well I guess we just go. There's nothing really to do in the shop. I have to just remember to do the burglar. Juggle him in. Save the thing, get the DNA. I'm still losing cards. If we make more steel cards, we will not... Well, we'll still blow off the glass cards and it will be the same effect anyway. So we had a little detour. Losing the tiny man. I have actually... There's one more thing that has happened to this guy along the way. It is... I don't really know why, but I kind of don't care. I just play it. It is very tedious. It's just repeat the same hand 17 million times. But it's also not a hard thing to do, like you just say stupid words, do things with jokers, look at the shop, remember to save so we have backups, and just drag him all the way for the science. But it's going to be a long one. I could look at all the recordings, but I don't think I want to. Because this is not the first run either I tried. Because building the biggest Joker is just always going to be a case of set something up like Baron Mime or Perkio with the planets, the easier option, that can go all the way to Ante 39. And the good thing with that is that we can also, like these, double as score with the planets and as reactivates for this guy, so it's a very effective setup. But it's just always going to be this with whatever Joker we want to stack, and that's it, like the same thing every time. So we have to also find more fun things to do in between. Like playing Fibonacci Madness or stacking the castle, which was also this, but instead we were throwing away cards, so wow, huge difference. 270. So it's 400k on this guy ambitious. So again, I think we were getting like 8k or something per round. And again, we could play more hands if we had more cards. Yeah, I definitely need to do eternal things. That's the flush 5, never mind. I have played Orange Stake at the very least, maybe the one after that as well. So I've actually seen eternal things. But I'm too busy with this to do like gold stake and stuff. Just if I'm spending 1,000 years building a tiny man, not gonna be any other gameplay happening ever. So I think really I'm getting worse at the game rather than better. We play these. We don't have room for you. And then we do the 5. Again with 5 glass cards. It's the best we can do. $198. So it has to be possible, because I definitely have more retriggers than I had previously. And we don't need anything in the shops, just skip this. Get the right dude in. We did land a disco burglar as well, which is nice. I don't think we care about this boss. And we don't need to do the DNA every round either, but I am going to run out of glass cards. That's like the main problem, if we need them for score later. So let's say he started at 275 here, roughly. The problem with making more glass cards with the DNA is that I then have to play all those glass cards instantly to get them out of my hand. And in that process we lose apparently most of them. Honestly, the biggest mistake I can make is just play a flush 5 too early, which has already happened, probably twice. But I'm just always concerned about the score. Because I have had 31 Antes, 91 rounds, a decent amount of cash. I think we gave up on cash quite early, so I haven't been that rich this run. But there's a lot of shops to dig through. We could have found any amount of bloodstones or whatever we would have liked. Idol would be better, because we don't have a dice. That is honestly always the biggest problem, just... We need to find the jokers, so we need a showman. Then we throw away the showman for a blueprint. We need cash, find all the things. We need a burglar, we need... stuff and things. And finding it all, juggling it all. It's the same run, yeah. I don't think I've touched this in a week, because it was that painful to do. But he is now... So this round he was at 275. I'm gonna remember now to check how big we can make him in just one round. Because we have still so many hands. I guess another way to do this would have been if we weren't all hearts. We could have had like a couple of spades or whatever in here. And with that we could have played 5 cards without it being a flush 5. So we could play more cards and stack. Like, there are always ways to optimize. Question is, do we care? Because it's so much work. Throw away all the gold cards. The game is going to explode one of these days also. Still 5 more cards. We have exactly enough glass cards. Might as well just play these and keep the steals, because why not? So he was 275, so he's up by 9k in one round. And we could. I'm just gonna go like make dinner or something in between. It's not gonna be that slow, but it's going to be slow. So if you can grow him by 9k, every round. We can do... That's 27k per Ante. And we have 8... Oh, we have 7 more to go because we're not playing 39 really. We can play 1 round. We are almost through the cards, and we can start on the 460 planets. Oh, yeah, also whatever else is in here, like the disco burglar. We have... Mime is actually useful. We get 20 multiplier out of this guy. These are also just amazing when we're playing burglar, so we will literally never discard anything ever. It's impossible. Same with this. Campfire. Which is actually, it's not a bad card, like... If you have cash, you can just always stack that. Splash. This guy is also never gonna be useful. As a business card. That's also never going to be relevant. The bull is just shrinking because I'm throwing it all away in the shop. It's not as slow as I thought it would be, but it is slow. It's going to be like 100 ease. That is actually a 300 IQ move. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make a note because I will forget. So just think, I mean, with save states and stuff, we can always just like throw in an ank, delete everything, do whatever, and then roll back. Okay, this is a problem. Because that means we should 100% buy this because it's more rounds to stack the guy. But it also means I need to play 3 more rounds. And we have nothing interesting here, so we might as well just... Or is it better to just buy it at the end? And we go down and we get new tags. Let's just see what's in here. Spectral card. And get the 50 bucks and move on. 20 planets. Yep. Stated like a true scientist. Also just watch the burglar do his thing. Or well, the burglar and all the other stuff. So the good thing with not having the scoring thing on is that the DNA now tells me that it's here and it wants to do a thing. I can't miss it. More rounds. I can't remember if I've accidentally duped any vouchers this run either. I can't remember anything from this, it's just been so many rounds of exactly this. It's really the beginning, I guess, is the more interesting part, because then we need to do the setup, like we need to find this guy and 1,000 blueprints as soon as possible. With this guy and whatever else we need. And I have not tried whatever is called observatory on a different deck, but surely it's possible to hit the cool score on something like black deck, for example, and we would have just had 1 whole more joker slot for 1 more blueprint, more reactivates of the dude. Very cool. Also on the plus side, the calculating part now takes long enough that we can actually read the message, which I couldn't do earlier on. I mean, hopefully we can finish this today. just to have him done. And with one more Ante, we can also print even more planets, and we can have an even bigger campfire at the end. Just give up on this guy, just pivot to campfire. So I don't even know if I streamed this part, but I have done something unspeakable to the small man along the way. Any guesses what happened to him? Because when you're doing the mad runs, there are going to be sacrifices along the way. And we will have to sacrifice everything we like to do the things that we have to do. Mostly it's just a showman, like get him in, get a blueprint, throw him out, get another Joker slot, get him in, throw him out, more blueprints. Except this run I have also done that with the hiker and the golden ticket and maybe something else. Just get some cash for a while, stack some ships for a while. Probably keep some of the steel cards this late as well. But we also have to play 5 glass cards. Or do we? Because we were like 198. Like I'm gonna have to take notes just to know where the score is at. I could also keep more steel dudes in hand. Okay, we've hit 200. And the deck is also lagging. 26 bucks, wow. Well, then we have the bloodstone. I'm not gonna do it. It's just... And we don't need packs, we don't need anything, just go back in. 478 planets. So realistically this is going to take more than the castle, I don't know why. But that's where we are at. Let's not do the DNA this time, let's just... Or should I still do it, because we still... If we want to play more hands, if we're going to do it properly, we still need more cards for the 33 hands. Which is definitely the biggest number I've had. Not the burglar, we need this guy. $294. I wonder if we can catch him now at 300 exactly. Still a while to go. Oh wow, a golden seal. Give me my $3 times however many reactivates we have. So when you have this much time, deck fixing becomes easy. Now we have, except for the auras, they are always impossible. It's not the same seed as the castle, so it's, I don't know if I've had more this time. But with the castle I had 2 in 39 Antes, and that's it. And they rolled probably foil. So disco cards outside of Ghost deck, probably quite rare. We could also stick any random consumable in here just for the gamble that Perkio might roll something else. Okay, so we're going to go past... I'm not going to do the math. We could have. It would be very hard to land him exactly on the cool number. But we are over 300k. So 400 actually seems realistic. It's going to take another like 7 hours at this rate. I need more speed up mods. We could stack maybe like oh yeah, I have a speed up as well, but I think if I last time I used that, it actually slows down. So it's not really helping. You can't stack speed mods. Oh, well, maybe you can, but not in the way I've done it. But I need an AI to just come in here and optimize, play 33 hands and still score out, go. Stack the tiny man. It's like the old game logic. You go out the left side of the screen, you come out from the right. Add so much speed. So we go in slow motion. Which really is more like it, because these runs are just the slowest way to play the game I can imagine. It's the opposite of a speed run. A snail run. Okay, we are almost using all the hands now, which is nice. We don't need that many more cards. Yeah, this is it. So I think... like I've played with 3 steel cards every other hand. Except by now I have less because I don't have 5 glass. Right. Should be fine. 201. So with a less optimal hand played, we still have roughly the same score, so the planets are adding up. But now we have to do the thing. 5 hands, like what a problem. And we just go in, because we don't have a showman anyway. I can't find dupes. But now we have 1 less hand also. Back is this guy. So the thing that happened to this guy along the way is he is not actually the first Wii Joker I had in this run. Because with the negative, I don't remember what Ante's had the negative tags, but I tried to set them up to find as many useful things as possible. I could not land a negative hiker because it would cost me like my life savings and my entire pension fund and everything else. Could not get enough cash. But I could find a place somewhere around, say, Ante 9 or whatever, at which point we had a tiny man with 1,000 ships. What I could, because I didn't have a showman either, so what I could do is I could play the round, throw him away, land a negative dude. And unless I told you, no one would ever know. But it's just, to build the biggest tiny man, we had to actually sacrifice the first tiny man, get a cooler tiny man, and now we can boost him to the skies. So many steel cards now as well. Only there were a way to reactivate this more times than we could just... well, I guess DNA and this with cryptids instead, and we could have had... like, I don't know, 4,000 steel cards or something, just to have the most redonkulous deck of all time. Right, the blue seals do not matter because we don't have space. Unless we want to optimize that as well, because then I could use the non-negative ones and just print new ones with the blue seals. Another tiny improvement we could do. 310. It's actually an interesting thing with the showman also, because if you have like more than one, let's say we had 2 or 3 negative tags that I used, realistically I could have landed a negative showman and that would have made life so much easier. But my thinking is, if we have a negative showman, we're wasting what could have been a negative blueprint. So instead I just juggle the showman and create infinitely more problems, only to do a tiny optimization for one specific joker that's then going to be a problem for all time. Forever. Could also just do a seed search for like something that starts with a natural negative showman. And then all the problems are solved. You're watching a madman play 17 million hands, stacking this guy with ships. That's it. That's the whole thing. Everything else is just a setup to make this guy as big as possible. This is not the way you should play the game, but it is a way to play the game. It's an insane game. We actually have more glass cards than we need. That's all of them, so... it will do me no good to have these in hand, so let's just play the 2 as well. And then we play... No, this is not modded, it's just... I've started from a seed where I think I started with a negative blueprint. And there's a negative Perkio used naturally in the seed. And then the rest is just... Over the course of 31 Antes, we have found many blueprints, a couple of brainstorms, this guy, and then a load of garbage in between. And Perkio has printed a few planets. That should score enough to be fine. It's not really scaling that fast. Still think we might have a problem. This is also just too slow. But the game is having... We can go down one more. Perfect. I really don't want to play more Antes, but I guess I have to. Like, did I really not have that voucher? I guess I didn't. It's probably the chosen one we didn't have. So the tricky part with these extra Antes that we now gain is that there could be a negative tag in one of them, but I have not prepared. I haven't stacked a million more colas, for example. Yep, just more work. Why am I in these packs? Like, we could go insane with optimizing as well. Like I said, we could make... If we take some of these part 2s and make them spades or whatever, we can play 5 cards. And that way we can actually play through all the hands, or all the deck, I suppose I should say. I'm just gonna use the DNA every round also because I can. Even if it's going to lag the game more, but we have to at least have enough to play all the hands. So we have one less hand now, and we don't have more reactivates, so I think it's still... He's growing by like 9k every round. And we have bought now 6 extra rounds. It's the last thing I wanted, but it is exactly what we're going to do. Let's do it again. Play all the rounds. I don't know how many cards I've played. It's been a couple. Or how many... Like, we should do the math at the end, because he gains 8 ships every time we play a 2. To get to 317,000 ships, we played at least 4 2s. Because that's not a stat you get at the end. So we have to make it up on our own. It's gonna be someone in YouTube comments that knows it for sure. It's always nice to just leave questions in, so I'm not just lazy, I'm giving people an opportunity to look cool and smart on the internet by answering things that I was too lazy to ask an AI to do for me. I haven't even looked at the ships. Like 334k. I mean, most of from this one card. So we did, on another guy's recommendation in chat, we reactivated this guy with all the blueprints. That should be... I didn't look at the amount of ships I had then, but that should have been a couple. I'm not going to reactivate this guy again though, because he's a tiny man. If we move him anywhere else in the stack, I will never find him again. He's lost forever. Like it's been cheated the entire time. I mean, it would be nice to see like a 7 at the end, or just any odd number. The smallest, he's a giant. He's not actually... I mean, I would have liked... I could literally put him on screen and make him bigger for the... You know, just to show that he's a large man now. He's been bullied by the entire Joker pile during his entire life, being such a tiny man. Now he's just going to eat everything in the entire Balatro universe. Show them all what a big, tiny man he can be. I guess cash is really the main problem now, if we want to dig for something mad in the shops. That's another thing that we could also optimize. Like with the seed analyzer, you can enter however many cards you want to look in a shop. So I normally use... This is just straight vanilla with an insane seed. But I could post the seed if you want it, and I can show you the site where I have the analyzer as well. And then you could just like look through that forever, search for whatever you want, take notes on where they are. I'm not that insane. I'm just finding something that's good enough, has potential. Now I have to also pay attention to the hands, because I mean, I do have 2 mods, I guess I should say, but it's like we have Talisman, which is just literally for this, so we don't have to watch every single hand play out. And I do also have crowd control is not active. I thought it was a glitch at first as well. And again, we're not playing 5 glass cards, but it's just to be fun. Yeah, that's the one. 209. Still exploding some glass cards. Not the burglar, we need this guy. Putting away the deck is taking like half an hour. I think we just go down now, or I'm gonna forget. And then we ignore all these guys. Like, really what I'm lacking is... There's a distinct lack of ectoplasm here, because else there is no way I would have had a hand size of 10. If I found ectoplasms, I would have used them all, and then tried to set up a negative troubadour, preferably, just to have more hand size so I can use yet another ectoplasm and fit in even more blueprints. And those are the kind of things I'm trying to do. But instead with 10 hand size, I'm assuming I've just never found one at all. But you can't have everything in a seed. I don't know if there even is a seed finder for like all the details like that. I want to have 7 natural negative blueprints, 40 ectoplasms or whatever. We have the potential solution in this guy. I don't actually know if he prints ectoplasm though. Can it be any spectral card, or is there a limitation? Because it doesn't say, so I don't know. Also the tiny man, this another problem with these things. Because it's so much just the same stuff. I forget to check, and then it's very hard in hindsight. So it could be ectoplasm, right? Then it's just... I'm fairly certain I dragged him from, I don't know where I started, but say like Ante 4 or 6, all the way up to 18, playing a 6 every single round. Yeah, here is going to be impossible. We could add just 1/6 to the deck for the for the gambling. But which takes priority? So the DNA will clone it and then he will burn it, I assume, because DNA probably goes first. It goes before we play the hand. But it's like 1/6 in 133 cards. And like 1 random consumable in 505 planets. I don't have an idol, no. But these are the things, that's a good suggestion, but this is what I've been trying to fine-tune now, because we're hitting like 200 whatever ease. So an idol would boost that very far with this amount of reactivates. Like it would be pretty cool. So we're playing every card 2 times with the seal, 3 times with the hack, another 6 for the blueprints, which is 9, plus 2 brainstorms. We're playing each card 11 times. And then we can just run 5 cards through the idol and it's going to be pretty nice boost. But I'm basically hoping that we can avoid the idol, because I would have to sacrifice a brainstorm for that, and that would mean less hands played into this guy. I don't have a showman, no. That is my biggest problem in every run, because what happens is I get the showman to get the most, like a decent stack of blueprints. Then whenever I find 1 more blueprint and I don't have room, I throw away the showman. He's always the first sacrifice. But then of course there will be, at a later time we have more slots and we want to find another blueprint. Then we have to find a new showman, stick him in. Yeah, natural negative showman would be amazing. It would solve so many problems. And this time I've made it even worse for myself, because I juggled the showman in and out, I don't know how many times. He comes in, we find a cool card, he goes out. But I did this also with the golden ticket for cash and with the hiker for chips on the cards for whatever reason. Like ideally I would have liked to have a negative hiker all the way also, so we could have had 17 billion ships on every card. That would have been nice. It would have also, given the amount of ships we have, it would have been an actual relevant number probably. But this is also with the seed analyzer. I'm looking 300 cards deep in the shop. And I'm not looking at all the cards, but that's like what I'm searching through if I need something specific. I could look 1,000 cards deep. This is actually the last hand, right? I was gonna also just absent-mindedly just throw that away. But now we have more steel cards, so we're going to have an even bigger E. 219. But with the extra 2 Antes that we've added, we might be fine. Let's just not use the DNA now for a while for lag reasons, if we already have the cards we need, and we can use it again. I mean, I would have liked to make this, have this a seal as well. Just imagine having a glass card with the disco effect as well. We could make a rock also. Or here we could make a few spades. This is not. I don't know how many planets it's going to take for the giga score. So this guy, we can just reroll. But whenever I've done this guy lately, it doesn't actually work, and I have no idea why. Like I just go in, and there are no... We can do the plant. We are perfectly set up for the plant. We are as far away from face cards as possible. Nice. I wonder now also if So I also don't know what has caused this, but in some of the long runs lately I have duped vouchers. So if we find another one to go down in Ante, I wouldn't be surprised, but maybe we just call that illegal and skip it in that case. I mean, for this setup, it still only needs 1.11 sec to calculate. It's not bad. So, I mean, the game was made with this in it, but I'm assuming it was never optimized for it, because that would be insane. Also, with this many cards, if we find another red seal in a pack, chances that I draw that card basically 0. $342. So do we have anything else interesting in here? Because the idea to make just the biggest campfire at the end. It's a very good one. We don't really have anything else that matters, I don't think. Or that we can stack in any meaningful way. Could try to trigger Mr. Bones. And of course the bonus effect here is that we found 6 more rounds, so we're also making a bigger egg. I think he joined the stack kinda late. So if we had him from the start, he would have also been bigger. This guy would have been exactly 1,000 ships bigger if I found the -1 from the start. So it's not that big of a deal. Are we just running low on glass cards now? I think that might be it. So we are going to have to use the DNA still to not run out. So I guess the dream hand at the end now is 5 glass cards, 5 steel cards. Get this thing in. It's not that big of an egg. Yeah, Justice is also smart. We could stack, like I could have a few in here, just as a backup. Again, we could actually play a few more cards. I'm not gonna. Let's just play the 5. And we have a dude at 348. And we are still gaining ease. It's just when you have this many cards and you buy another card, it doesn't actually go on top. Yeah, this means just that we don't have any more vouchers, I think. Get an uncommon dude. I mean, it would be nice just to go into the plant and debuff everything. Might as well have this, like, it's gonna make me a couple more bucks in hand. But there's really nothing we can do here then. I don't think there's any point digging. We just play the rounds. It's going to be harder now as well to even pull a glass card from the start. So. Then the trick, of course, is Now I have to play all these cards without destroying them in order to actually gain a few. And it's kind of hard. $350. 500k I'm assuming is going to be one too far, but we're going to, if we've dragged him along this far, we might as well drag him all the way. I don't have a dice, no. It would have been funny as well, just nuke all the cards. So what I have is, I mean, we have this guy, which is quite cool. And we have, this is just a useless dude. We have the bull, which can sit out front. It's a kind of cool dude. Then we have a crazy straight man. That actually helps. 2 multiplier for pair. We have the boots. A flush man also actually works, but 10 multiplier. It's like not really relevant at this point. A business card. A sixth sense. Splash. Campfire. Which again I need to remember to set up at the end. Mail-in rebate. We don't have any discards. That's impossible to use. Then we have 2 brainstorms. Delayed gratification, also impossible to use because we have, again, no discards. We have 1 polychrome. We have half man here. Mr. Bones, the egg, a mime. Then we have Perkion, we have a disco burglar. But one of the problems here as well is that we have so many negatives, so I can't actually land polychrome on them anyway. And then I have some random stuff on some of these guys. I'm trying... This is also like an optimization that we don't have to do, but I'm leaving these blueprints not being a disco or whatever they were going to be on purpose, because if we find an ectoplasm, we can then force that on an actual useful joker, which is nice. Because I think everything else has, like it's a brainstorm, these are all use negative shenanigans. The burglar is a disco, everything else is negative. I have 10 hand size, I could get away with like... I mean 2 ectos I guess, minus 3 cards. So I would definitely take 2 at the very least. We could then also... I mean, it's also going... It's like unrealistic to find, but... If we land an ectoplasm on a blueprint, preferably, then we find a troubadour, for example, with plus 2 hand size, suddenly I can use 3 ectoplasms. But I don't think I really gain anything at that point, because then one of the joker slots we gain has to be something with hand size, or we're dead. It's like just stupid things you can do for just for fun, but completely useless. And this guy is like... He's a growing boy. One day he will be big. Don't know if he counts as big yet. How far we need to go. We have 5, perfectly nice. So we're using all the hands, which is nice. Just don't throw away the last one. And we're not using the whole deck now, but we still need more glass cards. I mean, my main concern with this guy now is if we're feeding him this much, every other joker in existence will starve. There will be nothing left. He will plow through all the 39 Antes, plus another 2 extra Antes that we just found magically. Eat everything he finds. And leave nothing remaining. Do the burglar. We could make more disco cards. I think I'm still gonna... If I have a glass card, we have to make glass cards. Probably just the way this has to be. then we just do the same thing. 99 rounds. The burglar joined kinda late. I think Ante 13 or something like that. So it's not been like this always, but it's been like this for a long time. Just trying to think what else I could do in between. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. It's always nice to have someone to talk to and get tips from. It's very useful. And then we just keep playing cards. But there has to be an ectoplasm in here somewhere, because we have the voucher where we can find spectral cards in Arcana packs now, like the Super Magical Globe. So I need to at least open every Arcana pack I find. And then it's just dumb luck. Just looking at the time, I mean, it took some setup to figure out where I was on that kind of stuff, and we juggled the tiny man for a while. But in almost 1.5 hours, I've gone from Ante 30 to 32. That is with 2 extra Antes, I guess, with the vouchers at least, but the pace is slow. Very slow. The glass cards are a problem, because as we add more cards, the only cards we ever lose are the glass cards. So I might have to go in and purge some of the other cards, just so we have a higher ratio of glass cards, so we can manage the deck more precisely. Peak what? Peak Tiny Man? It would be nice if we could just break the vouchers again and get more of whatever it's called that gives you one more joker. Like just have a tiny chance for every blank voucher you buy that you still get that again. We have so many extra cards now. And these are going into the 20s now, maybe? Yep. Okay, now it's looking better. We are... Because we were barely ahead, now we are more ahead. We're like 40, 50 E's ahead. So maybe we are fine. Okay. One of these days, there will be an ectoplasm. I'm thinking I should do this. It's gonna reduce lag by at least a whole %. We just... Right, we can't. We have to use... Find the right pixel. She's never gonna happen, is it? So I have been told that there is a mod to stack all these in one as well, which I should get. Can make more glass card, actually. Wow. Workers in place, printed things. This is actually nice. This is a helpful boss now. It reduces my clicking by 25%. Cool, I have a new favorite boss. over the serpent. Everyone's favorite bully victim. Also round 100, at which we have a dude at 371k. Oh yeah, and this is the last, like, big boss Ante before we get to the impossible zone. This now also means that I don't have a guarantee that I can play all glass cards in the last hand. But we should have enough margin for like one less. E180 is fine because we have observatory and 541 planets. Hopefully that's enough. It's like the brilliance of Perkio. But as far as I'm aware, it's really only this and a Baron Mime, for which I still think you need cryptids to make it this far. Because how else do you have enough cards in hand? It's a crazy game. Just the stupid things it allows you to do. This is not something you should ever do, but here we are. Yeah, it's a pretty big achievement, like scoring so high that the numbers no longer make sense. I've still never done that in a normal run. Only in these experiments. Yeah, unseated is crazy. Or impressive maybe is the right word. So did you just land an observatory as well, or what are the different ways you can hit the big cool number? No, they make no sense a lot earlier than that, I would say as well, but... Oh, is that already where the atom line is? But we're building a big dude, like we need all the atoms we can find. So if we go above 60, we have... We are literally running a multiverse only to stack this dude. That's also a good thing to keep in mind. Okay, so Burglar, Serpent, and then Baron Mime, I assume. So that's the way. Because I was assuming to get enough cards, you would have to bring cryptids anyway. But it's nice to have an option that does not require a legendary. Yeah. Yeah, the chances are not the best. I mean, if you get my luck, you get a negative of this guy, and you can just print cards. Spectral cards is the word I'm looking for. Oh yeah, so you can just play and keep drawing. You need to have enough dudes in the deck as well. But right, there's still a lot of kings needed. But a lot less than 541 planets. So we need a lot of planets to make this work. Okay, now actually the last hand, which I am almost missing every time. Rush 5 do we have? I don't think we have a shad, so the order doesn't matter. 380. $226, so that's not actually an increase now. I'm just gonna buy them because I can. So the only thing that matters now is landing an ectoplasm somehow in one of these packs. Get us a wheel up, like, or do I just save? I don't think I'm gonna be using 3 ectoplasms anyway. But the wheels also don't want to play along. The question is how many planets is it going to take? Last time it was like 500, now it's just way worse. And we just keep playing the hands, do the same thing as we always do. Play all the cards. Reactivate as many 2s as we can. Look at the stack of cards. And pray that the game does not explode. I still don't think not really a big chance. It's been very stable when I'm doing these stupid runs. It really only explodes after the cool infinity score. But I'm wondering now if we can drag him to 500k. Because last time I checked, we boost him by like 9k for each round. And we still have like 6 Antes to go, 18 rounds. So we can fit so many more ships into this bad boy. Yeah, 5 of a kind would be 220 something E at this point. So we could optimize this by, I could make a couple of random spades or whatever, we could play 5 cards and we could, that way we could play more cards, which is more good because we would boost this boy more. But I think I'm already taking it far enough through the insanity tiers that we don't have to do that as well. I can also just press abort when the hand is calculated. He's gonna explode the game. It is things that we could do, but it does just seem mad. I am somehow also gaining cash. Not a lot though. I just want to have that Cerulean Bell boss every round now. Means I have to click one less card. That was nice. Because the problem now becomes, if I find an ectoplasm, we will have even more hands with another burglar. So we need more cards. But I then also need the money to be able to dig through the shops, and at this point when we have all the vouchers, the shops are just crammed full with garbage that are not blueprints. So it's going to be very, very hard to dig for something with the cash what we have. Now we're using the whole deck. Like, am I really blowing up that many cards? I guess I am. Okay, now we have 5 steel cards in hand as well, and we have a mime, so this should be a much bigger E. Well, if it's not an Arcana pack, we just move on. It's easy game plan at the very least, just do the same thing. And do we have a glass card? We don't. But if we just get enough planets, we don't need the glass cards. It's just when you're playing 5 glass cards with a seal through the hack with 8 reactivate, 6 blueprints, 2 brainstorms, those numbers do add up. And we need many planets to compensate for that. At this rate, there might just have to be another stream. The plan is still to finish the video this week. And if I haven't even finished the run, that's going to be hard. Sometimes it's too much, it's too dumb. Why do we drag the tiny man through, I guess, 41 Antes then? Is the actual number. As long as the game does not explode, the only thing that will stop me is me. A nice round number. But 500k would be nice, because I think I had a teaser and he was like 232 maybe, which must have been whatever number we started with today. And he's now 397. It's a growing boy. And that's in 5 Antes, technically. Almost. But just one single polychrome card would also make a massive difference here with all the reactivates. Like every little thing is going to just multiply very hard. Okay, we're hitting 400k. Like now. Maybe next hand. Bigger number, more good. Even if bigger number is more insane to do. And this is going to be a very big number. Massively bigger than the castle. It was just... But this also stacks faster, like 8 ships for every play 2, when you can set up... The game allows you to play so many 2s. We are 41 E's ahead of the curve. Not bad. We're not getting any of the packs that we need. Nice, it's nice to have someone else doing the math. I mean, do we care about this? We're not gonna see the cards. Play the serpent would just be worse. Or diamonds, whatever. By Ante 37, right? So we have one whole Ante after that. Or if it's early in Ante 37, we have... most of 37, all of 38, and one round in 39. To just make him even bigger. And surely that should also mean that we will have enough planets that we don't need to care about the glass cards, because I am losing glass cards rapidly. The only way we actually make more is if we pull a glass card in the first hand. Unless I go in and like remove a lot of cards so we can... Or as someone said, also bring the Justice, whatever it's called, in. I might have to do that. Just to make sure we have more of them. So this, he needs to grow by 100,000 ships more. It seems so far away. It's going to be nice to see the stats at the end also. Amount of hands played. But really what I want to know is how many twos have we played. Which is not very hard to find out, we just need to stack him to the end first. And it's going to be another, like, what did I say? We have 8 reactivates. So we're printing 9 planets. 50,000 each. That's just stupid numbers. It would be nice if the experiment was a little bit more interesting along the way. Rather than just clicking in 4 cards 1,000 times or more. Just save a glass card. It's 120 E's before we even do the actual math. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's a disco glass card. It's the wrong glass card. Disco drunk man. It's also the problem here is that I have... It's like realistically the only way I will ever find them. I don't think there's any point like pixel hunting for these things because I have to pop them to be able to buy something. Wow, I think there might be one more. So, more tedious things to do. I guess I'm not a very accurate tool. I'm not even sure that there is one. The longer we leave this, the more impossible it's going to be to find. I think I see a slightly different shade of blue. Like here. Also need to not throw away the one that we need. So actually the hardest part of the run is this. Things you thought would never be a problem. I have too many planets, it's impossible to do anything with my consumables. More mods are needed. I don't remember what the one is. I think it's Saturn, right? So we'll have to get... There we go. Okay, now the problem is these don't go on top of the pile. So, but at least we have what we need. And bringing one in, we can guarantee to make more with the DNA, so that's good. I'm going to print 9 more, but just make this as easy as possible for the future. We can also just like delete some gold cards, because why not? And we have Perkio set up. We roll in to the burglar first. It's easy to forget. And then we find the 1 card that we need. Get the DNA. We have 2 here now, but we might as well make more. If we can. One card is also some kind of number. It's nice that you're keeping track, like it's very helpful. There are so many things to forget. And I like to forget them all sooner or later. I'm wondering if it's better to just plow through all the Antes now to have it done, or split it to another day. It would have to be another evening this week, which I think I can do. We're getting 20 E just out of these random 4 of a kinds with not a single planet stack. I'm still tempted to just press abort on the calculate as well. It's also saying the number of calculations done for the last hand. That's an interesting number. We could freeze frame in the edit maybe. The next experiment has to be something that does not rely on playing however many thousands of hands. What did you say? 50,000 retriggers of a 2? 487,000 for one hand. Yeah, this is not even the wacky hands. Like those are in here. Save the last card, I guess. Because now we made however many extras we made. There's 9, right? And then we blew up some of those. $420, also one of the numbers you will be looking for, maybe. We are way past the other one, though. I think with 5 glass, we don't need that many steel in hand, but we're going to need them, maybe. Because we're now only 30 E's ahead. Well, that's down to the steel cards. I guess with the mime it also helps a bit. Okay, let's grab the glass guy again. And we don't have an actor. We have an Ante though. Who would be the winner? I'm gonna gamble on the disco burglar. This maybe we might as well use on the off chance we have that at the end. This guy would have been good. Gonna get this as well as I can. The glass joker for all the things we have exploded. Now we're actually starting with glass cards as well, which is nice. Digging for this again. Not you, the hack. I was just gonna do this, like, take one of the ones with the aura. Make it glass. Again, just on the off chance that maybe we can land the perfect card at some point. Would require realistically just glassing up the one polychrome we have and then finding a red seal for it as well. Very unlikely with this one. So I can try to remember to make glass next time. Because again, with so many reactivates, this is really going to matter. Unless we just have enough planets that we don't care. Or maybe we will still find the dream negative idol in one of these shops one of these days. So he still has more than 75k to go. And if we have one more Ante after that, it's like another 27 on top of that. Plus whatever else. So we could maybe even reach 550 if I don't ruin something else. It's just the ectoplasm is the only thing that's a shame, really. You can't have everything, but we could have had 2 more blueprints, realistically. Or maybe I should just be happy with... We have 8 re-triggers for whatever we want. Like, it's an insane setup to have. I've had way more jokers than this. But this might be the most useful giga stack I've seen. But more blueprints also means more hands, so we need more cards, which will cause more lag. But we would also get more planets, which will have the same problem. But more is better. The least we're sitting at a decent amount of cards. And as we get rid of more of the gold cards, we are more likely to just have the actual setup we need at the end. Could have played one more. 245. Couple of more rounds. We get the big one. Actually, with the playing card vouchers, we could also, it's unlikely, but we could find like a polychrome 2 theoretically used in here. But then I need to also go through and use like all the fools for cash. Also, it's too much. A little bit of digging just to do something else. We could get a Jimbo or a Bloodstone. But it should not be necessary. But how likely is it to land a polychrome card? I'm assuming that's still a very low chance. Just a lot of cash cards. Another very problematic boss. How many levels does he reduce by? Is it 1? Because that's not gonna matter. The reason we have the hand size still be fine is these are mostly with negative tags, not with... I don't think I've found a single ectoplasm in this. That's why I still have 10 hand size. But we have had... I don't remember the number of negative tags, but whenever we have one, we can buy colas and stuff beforehand, and we can land like a 6, 7, 8 jokers. Most of them are useless. We have some quite cool ones as well. So ectoplasm is really the missing piece. We could have, I mean, technically 2 more blueprints. Because reducing my hand size by 3 would be fine. Either way, I think the extra reactivates would compensate for it, because if we reduce the hand size, we have less steel cards for the final hand. And that might be irrelevant. But if we can just run everything, glass cards through the hack, another round or 2, that should add up. $435k on the tiny man. Again, not a very good or smart way to play the game, but it is the way you can play the game. Like any game that allows you to play in many different ways, where you have loads of things that interact, preferably in interesting and slightly unpredictable ways. Just fantastically designed. I have just happened to have chosen something that's not very watchable. We're exploding so many glass cards still. This is the right. I should save the justice for that one, just on the off chance again that we can. I've actually never played Dark Souls. It's on my list of things to play, but I'm assuming that allows for many different builds. Like you can be a mage or a sword guy or whatever. Right? It's just I don't know how things would interact. Like that's what I like in a roguelike, anyway. But here is really, I mean, it's just the blueprints interacting really, right? On the hack and on Perkio for planets. What's actually going on here, kind of beyond me now. It's like, just play many hands with the burglar, build a big dude, have a couple of planets, and a nice collection. So how big is the chance to even find a spectral card at all in an Arcana pack? Don't actually know how cool that voucher is. Because if it's just going to be extremely unlikely, nothing to hope for. Right, that's the whole deck, and the last hand is... Again, this is going to be a problem one day when I play away all the cards. But this should be fine still. I hope we keep that card with the aura. It exploded, right? I'm not surprised. So looking at the wiki, the Omen Globe has a 20% chance to replace a tarot card with a spectral card. Then I still need to land the actual card that I want, which is less likely. But those are not bad chances. Glass Joker would have also been fun here. But I have nothing I really can give up. I'm also gonna not do wheels. This could be fun if we have a negative pack again. Like, this is why we have the whole mess of jokers we have now. It's just down to stacking colas. Just clicking them away every time. So this we might as well still use. Just to go towards more glass cards. $230 now. And I have again not even looked at the score lately, which I should do. I think we've been over like 236 or something, might be enough. DNA, which was also a natural negative DNA, is an insane find. It's making the whole glass card situation a lot easier. We've also passed 600 planets, and we are still not at the very cool almost infinity number. Where's the guy at? 444. A showman would have been amazing, but no. So we have this man, which is the main thing. Well, any kind of negative would have been amazing. It makes things so much easier. But we have like a bull, a gluttonous dude, crazy joker, duo, which does help. Boots, a flush man, a business card, sixth sense, splash, campfire, which we can do a thing with later maybe. Useless cash stuff, 2 brainstorms, delay gratification, half man, Mr. Bones, an egg, which is now at 176, mime, Perkio, burglar, DNA, hack, and 6 blueprints. It's a pretty good stack. But the showman, he's a problem because I have had him many times, because as it would be impossible to have the setup that we have. But the thing is, when I get to a point where the showman is... when I have a full stack of things, the showman is always the first out. And then when we gain a slot, we just need to find another showman. But he is going to be replaced by a blueprint sooner or later. So he never stays around, and that makes it kind of tricky to manage the dudes. But this late, like, chances that we add that many more jokers now are very low. It's like, I have to find an ectoplasm, basically. So if we find one, we have to then dig for a showman. He will be the hero that we need. And then to sacrifice for one more blueprint. He doesn't have the best purpose, that guy. Even though he is massively helpful. I can't even really remember what was natural negative. And like, the crazy part with this seed is that we start with a natural negative blueprint, like instantly in the first pack. And then we just go from there. So just gonna get this out here so I can see it. But now, while I remember, I will stick it on the one polychrome card I have. And then we can maybe DNA up some more of those later. So I might have to now also make sure I have like 5 steel cards with my 5 glass cards, ideally at the end. For the highest possible score. As long as the planets are not carrying on their own, we have a problem. If we don't have the exact hand that we need. That's the one. I don't want to play it because I want to keep it for later. That means 1 less steel card also, but that's hopefully a sacrifice that will pay off. Does it have to be this still? Because we need 5 cards and this one, so 4 steel is the right. Very hard math. I need to count to 4. These are now also the last couple of cards. And I might not have a single steel card, which could be a problem. $251, right, we are still ahead, but they, like, The Antes are going up faster than my score. Or is it just that I didn't have steel cards this time? We could just get rocks in here. We have 2 packs, which is nice. So there's now a chance that we actually... Let's just bring these in to do a bit more purging of gold cards specifically. A soul. Right. Okay. Do we want to see what that is? I guess we should. So I can just save scumbag, so it's fine. It's this guy. Shiko, I don't know how to pronounce any of these names. But the red guy that disables boss blinds. Yeah, that was not the right. Are we really back? Right. Hopefully we don't have to redo the entire hand, just for one, to see what's in one card, or pack. Yeah, this is better, right? Still an interesting find. I just cannot imagine a run where you would need him in Ante 35 if you have survived so far without him. Well, we can still do the same thing. We can get a hanged man, a fool. Because we can use them in the packs, which is nice. I'm gonna just get rid of the gold cards. Simply because we might need to have steel cards by the end. Look a bit for... I'm still hoping I find just a cool 2 that I can use. Maybe quite unlikely. Very slowly transitioning to more glass cards. We've passed 450 as well on the dude. Which I missed because it's just too much of the same gameplay again. There's also not that much other stuff to talk about, it's just we are playing the same hand a million times. Just because we can to push this guy. And normally it would be smart to just think about and plan some other fun things to do. Which will be, like, I really want to do stone cards. I also want to do a glass build somehow. It's just, I tried to ham-fist the glass joker and whatever he's called, the legendary Canio, where you destroy face cards. Because they combine nicely. Then all you need is a dice and the blueprints and that kind of stuff, and already there's a lot of jokers we need, and it's becoming complicated. So doable, yes, but it might be smarter to do one of them at a time. Because as I think I need to find the seed where I can, like, either there has to be a natural negative Canio, or we need some kind of wild setup where we can find negative tags to land on a glass joker, which is not that easy to search for. But there is an absolutely stupid amount of seeds in this game. So it's definitely possible. It's just like, if the big brain scientist in chat has said that we are already at E numbers that are higher than the number of atoms in the universe, the seeds are anywhere near those numbers, we just go insane looking for them. I've read somewhere it's like 2 quintillion seeds, which is not on universe level, but it's still a big number. And you kind of need like a quantum PC to search through that quickly. So I think this will have to be the last Ante today, and we finish it later this week. You could just also record it off stream, because it's not... The gameplay sure is something. Very long, I don't know. Today I've played for 2 hours and 18 minutes, and I started at Ante 30, although I have found 2 vouchers to go down levels, so we've played 7 Antes effectively in a bit over 2 hours. Because when you're stacking a dude like this, it just comes down to playing many hands. So you need a burglar. I don't know if I deserve respect or if I'm just fully insane. Like we can do these things, so I'm gonna do the things because I just wanna see how far it goes. It's better in a video later, where we don't have the thousands of hands played. Yeah, it's still an interesting game. Like, if they allow us to do these kind of wacky things, they are going to happen one way or another. Just play 2, draw another card. We should still be fine for score. And this is the polychrome that we want to keep, just in case. Like, the game is struggling. It's having a bad time. We are now only 54 E's off the cool infinity number. Will we stack planets fast enough to get there before we have a problem? I still don't know. And we don't have any Arcana pack, which is sad, because that is... But this could have been good as well with negative DNA, just hologram up a huge deck. That would also just be a massive lag problem. Still have a lot of gold cards, might as well bring this guy. This is the score option if we need it. Should actually just write down that he exists. But if we have committed to not having an idol for this many Antes, I think we can do without. Just all in on the planets. I missed also dice if we want to ruin more glass cards. I missed the Justice Man, right. There we go. Wheel. I think I still want to be able to see the things. Since we would like to have a nice mix of steel and glass by the end. And also dig up the one card I brought to use on these cards. Then move the hack. Forgetting all the details also. So easy to do. And then we just play another 30 hands. However long that's gonna take. So we're not hitting 500k today, but it is possible, for sure. It's gonna take a few more hours. The good news is that we don't need to see most of this for the actual video later, which is nice. And I think I have a pretty good idea of where I found the things that are interesting. With the extra Antes starting to seem like just a crazy plan, we would have been in 37 now. And we would have had only one left. Actually, let's use this also. Well, that would have also just been a smaller tiny man, and that's kind of against the whole idea. And it's looking like we're not going to find any ectoplasm, so there won't be any more blueprints. Which is a shame, but even if we get 2 more in now, it's kind of too late to really use the power of 2 more blueprints. Now we have all the glass cards. So it's just we have to play through them without breaking them all. Honestly, been fairly lucky lately with that. So we're going to leave him at 470,000 something ships today. And then we will have to drag him all the way later this week. I don't know which day exactly, but one of the days, one of the evenings. In my time zone, I don't know where everyone else is. Now again we have it's a pretty good match actually now with the hands we use and the cards we have. We do actually have room for a planet, so we might as well keep that gold card. Make me $6 as well with the mime. And because we have so many reactivates with the hack and the blueprints, surely it makes more sense to have more glass than steel cards, but now we don't have really enough of either. It's gonna have to be this. Hopefully with a reasonable margin still. Yep, I need to be more careful with the glass cards. But 474k is the end for today. Oh, we can see whatever we have here, I guess. Polychrome tag, wow. But now it's 249, so that's going to be spicy. So, thank you for watching and helping out. And I will see you later this week to finish this thing. And then hopefully a video on Sunday, we shall see.